Yeah, a lot of Canadian steelworkers facing another blow. Algoma Steel has announced major layoffs for the new year. On March 23rd, 1,000 workers from the Sault Ste. Marie plant will be off the job. The company says U.S. tariffs are forcing the plant to speed up its transition to new electric arc furnace. For a closer look at what this means from workers from this morning on, I'm joined by Mike DePratt. He's the president of United Steelworkers Local 2251. He is in Sault Ste. Marie. Good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie.
What kind of conversations have you had in the last few hours with workers who are sitting at tables wondering, what does the new year look like for me and my family?
Well, you can just imagine on the 1st of December, they hear that they're going to be laid off by March 23rd. They're very upset and very concerned.
In September, the federal and provincial governments both said that the company would receive $500 million in assistance to help cope with the impact of tariffs. And you were telling our colleague Vashi Kapelis yesterday, not enough consultation was done with the unions to help mitigate some of the impact of the layoffs that they're feeling now. Could you explain that further?
Yes. Well, we knew that the big layoff was coming when we went to the EAF. We knew that before the 2022 negotiations. So we negotiated a mitigation strategy in a letter of agreement, which wasn't implemented. We repeatedly asked that it be implemented, and it wasn't, and it isn't to this day. The company is now saying through lawyers in arbitration that the mitigation strategies expired on July 31st, 2025, and that is simply not correct. So the government let us down in the sense that there was funding provided without any conditions. And the condition should have been that there had to be mitigation strategies. And some of the strategies were retraining, retraining to be able to perform jobs that would be at Algoma after the EAF came on board, and retraining perhaps to pursue other occupations and other careers. None of that happened, and the government left it up to the union to negotiate on its own and to enforce on its own. I don't think that that's appropriate.
So when they say they are there, you know, yesterday there was a very heated debate in the House, and the Liberal government was saying, look, we're here for workers, we support them, our thoughts are with them, we stand beside them. Do you think that the actions that transpired reflect that?
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah. How about the 900 that don't have a job anymore in Sault Ste. Marie, which is a small community up north, and employment opportunities are limited? So, really.
Mike, what happens to these workers now? So is there an option for retraining once the layoff hits in March? What's the process for them? What kind of conversations are they having in the next couple of weeks and months?
Well, we can have access to assistance from CSTEC, and we can have access to some assistance from EI, but nothing in the manner in which we negotiated and the government should have protected, which is to ensure training programs were developed. Back in the mid-90s, there was a major layoff, and people were actually allowed to take layoff, collect EI, and go back to university and get degrees, etc. This time, none of that.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Mike, the federal government recently promised a Canada-first approach to use and protect Canadian steel in these upcoming major projects. But I'd love your perspective. How's the industry going to cope in the meantime, in between those approvals?
Quite frankly, I don't know. The companies can make steel, I suppose, and I don't know what we do with it. I mean, what are these projects? In reality, what we really need, we don't have a lock to go from Lake Superior down to the St. Lawrence Seaway. So we should be developing a lock. We're not doing that. That's federal government, right? We're dependent on the United States. And what happens if they get upset and say we can't use it? We don't have a Trans-Canada Railroad that's in keeping with electric trains and so on. We need high-speed rails. So the government should be insisting that before anybody gets any money, that they have to start developing these kinds of things. And in fact, they're not doing that. They're just saying it'd be nice, but they should be regulated.
Mike DePratt, president of United Steelworkers Local 2251, I want to thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.